Hi Crypto Peeps, hope you're doing well. Today's date is 26th of May 2023 and Bitcoin, as I look at it, is trading at around about $26,400. So it's come down a little bit this last week, but still holding its own, still doing well, especially when you look at the state of the economies around the globe. It's terrible. Okay, so let's get straight to the news. That's what we're here for today. Little news bites of information, and I've picked some really good ones this week. The first one here is on Bazinga Pro. Here's how much $100 invested in Bitcoin today could be worth in 2030 if Cathie Wood's price target comes true. So it goes on to say here, ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood is amongst the financial experts who would see more upside coming in Bitcoin. And here's a look at how Wood's price prediction could pay off for investors. So over the years, Wood has been a strong believer in Bitcoin and supported progressively higher price targets. Her price targets of $400,000, $500,000 by 2030 were eventually raised to $1 million, a number she's backed multiple times. Wood says her price of Bitcoin could rise if corporations put 1 to 10% of their cash balance into Bitcoin, a comment that came after Tesla, Square, and other companies added the leading cryptocurrency to their balance sheets. She goes on to say, we are very optimistic about Bitcoin in particular. Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 68,789 in November 2021 and saw a major decline in its price in 2022 after the bankruptcy and collapse of several major cryptocurrency companies. In the latest Big Ideas report, ARK Invest laid out several price targets for Bitcoin. The research report put together by ARK Invest sees Bitcoin hitting price targets in 2030 of $258,000 in a bearish forecast, $682,000 in an average market, and $1.48 million in a bullish market. So this means investing $100 in Bitcoin and what you get. So $100 investment today, based on the price of $27,000 at the time of writing, and if it hits $1 million as predicted by Wood, then that $100 would be increased to $3,667 in value. So here we have a look here at the looking returns of the price targets from the Big Ideas input. In a bear case, the worst case scenario, they indicate that Bitcoin is going to be $258,000. So your $100 today would be $947 in 2030. In the base case or the average, they believe that Bitcoin is going to reach $682,000 each, and your $100 would be worth $2,500. In the best case scenario, they believe Bitcoin could get as high as 1.48 million each, and your $100 today will be worth $5,427. Now, I don't know what you think about these. Give us some comments down below if you argue against these or if you believe in these price figures. But, you know, we're talking about some very serious people here that a lot of people follow and they listen to what they say. So, interesting news. Moving on here, this is on Cryptopolitan, and this is an interesting one as well. This has been making rounds for several months, but just in case you didn't know about it, I thought I'd highlight it here. So the Bitcoin blueprint has been hidden inside every Mac, and what's the mystery? Goes on to say here, a stunning discovery has sent shockwaves across IT, revealing a fascinating secret inside every Mac computer. Rumors have circulated that a secret Bitcoin blueprint exists in the sophisticated design of Apple's famed devices, and this mysterious discovery has attracted interest and discussion amongst Bitcoin fans and technology enthusiasts alike. What we would explore in this article, and I'm only going to read this, the news bites of this, the little bits. If you want to see it in full, check out the links below and read these. Always do your research. But buried inside every Mac, shedding light on the nature of the cryptic blueprint and its possible ramifications for Bitcoin world. Prepare to enter the unknown where technology and money merge compellingly. So it goes on to say here, basically, in this article, that for many years now, we've known about Bitcoin, and it's essentially Bitcoin is the pre-runner, it's the king that started this cryptocurrency craze and generation that we're interested in. Bitcoin is the pioneering cryptocurrency that was started in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. It's pretty anonymous. No one knows about it, and it's very decentralized. So it's a cryptocurrency that no government, no intermediaries, no banks or everything will ever be able to govern. It's for the people. It's the only currency for the people out there in existence. But what's happened is, and with all these cryptos, we have a blueprint. We tend to call them white papers, and the white papers or the blueprints kind of tell you about how the vision for the crypto, where they see it going, how they see it working, all that kind of stuff. But what's been happening for years is hidden on the Mac. The Bitcoin white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto has been hidden on every Mac computer sold, at least for the last 3 or 4 years. So they all have this paper on there, and this article essentially tells you where to find that paper. And it also kind of goes on to say, why is this in there? And, I like this bit at the end there. The incorporation of Satoshi Nakamoto's revolutionary vision in every recent version of the Mac operating system for the last 3 years is a tribute to the continuing impact of Satoshi's revolutionary concept in the annals of computer history. This groundbreaking paper paved the way for decentralized, peer-to-peer digital currency to alter our economic environment and reimagine the value exchange. I think that's big words, strong words. And the article is compelling. It goes on to describe who hid this paper in all the Macintoshes and why. Is there some kind of hidden secret reason behind that? It's something to dwell upon. A great article. Have a read of that. It's very interesting. The next piece of news here is on AP News. Ready for a digital euro? At 25, the European Central Bank preps for the future of money. Goes on to say here, as it marks its 25th anniversary on Wednesday, the European Central Bank is readying a proposed design for a digital version of the euro, responding to pressure from developing technology that could change how money is used over the bank's next few decades. The ECB President Christine Lagarde says a digital euro could offer a way for people to buy things without depending on payment service providers controlled by non-European companies. And these include MasterCard, Visa, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. The European Union's Executive Commission is expected to come up with a proposed legislation on the idea in the next several weeks. Central banks worldwide, including the US Federal Reserve, are cautiously studying digital currencies as cash increasingly gives way to electronic payments. Some smaller economies, such as Nigeria, the Bahamas, and Jamaica, already have introduced digital currencies, whilst China is holding trial runs. And there's more information on that one if that story interests you, but just goes to show adoption's coming, everyone's looking at this, but some of them look at them in a bit more of a way that we won't like with their central digital bank currencies or CDBCs. That's the kind of thing that we don't want. We don't want centralized cryptocurrencies. Moving on here, we're moving on here to Zenger, an interesting article here. There's a probability that US banks will restrict cash withdrawals, and it's rising like mercury. So the collapse of 3 major banks could incur major changes to the banking industry as the public knows it. As for one hedge manager, he foresees restrictions in cash. Last week, macro guru and hedge fund manager Hugh Hendry shared his views on the US banking system. On Stansberry Research's video, the Daniela Cambone Show, Hendry said that the Federal Reserve's monetary policy has increased the probability that banking customers could one day face restrictions on the amount of cash that they withdraw. He goes on to say, if we went back a year ago, the probability you would assign to that would be almost zero. And now I'm saying the probability, like mercury, is rising. He went on to say, why is it rising? It's rising because we have experienced, as I call it, the Fed folly. One can factually say that the Fed hiking is the fastest and one of the greatest magnitude, and they've never done this before. The rise of digital currencies have included Bitcoin and Dogecoin as the future of monetization is moving away from fiat currency. He went on to say that the country's banking industry will likely witness a further deposit fight since customers can now easily put out their funds with the press of a button. He also goes on to say here, the Fed's rate hikes over the past year have created an environment that makes it attractive for depositors to take their money out of banks and invest it in money market funds. More information there. If that one interests you, check out the links below. My last piece of paper-based news here today is on Focus, and this is just out, within the last few hours. Ron DeSantis launches a presidential run with defense of Bitcoin and a renewed attack on CBDCs. So Florida Governor Ron DeSantis formally launched his bid for the White House on Wednesday, and he made protecting crypto a key part of his pitch whilst taking aim at President Joe Biden. He went on to say the current regime clearly has it out for Bitcoin. He also said, and if it continues for another 4 years, they'll probably end up killing it. He goes on to say later on, the only reason these people in Washington don't like Bitcoin is because they don't control it. They're central planners and they don't want to have control over society, and so Bitcoin represents a threat to them. He also added that unlike the current administration, he does not feel the need to control everything that people may be doing, especially in the digital asset space. He goes on to say, I think people should be able to do Bitcoin, and as president, protect the ability to do things like Bitcoin. So that's great news. I like that kind of attitude. We do not want CBDC currencies. We do not want every transaction we make for the rest of our life to be assessed, tracked, and investigated by people in control of us. So moving on here, I've got a couple of pieces of video-based news. As I keep telling you guys, video like YouTube and TikTok, amazing resources to do your research on cryptos. So the first one here is Altcoin Daily, and did China lie? The biggest crypto bombshell, and it's happening today. This one goes on for around about 11 minutes. Great video, lots of information on there. Check that one out. My next video here is on Coin Bureau. This is a great one as well. This goes on for around about, I think, 10 minutes in itself. No, 25 minutes, this one, a bit longer. This is just general crypto news, talking about the ledger problems, Tether, BTC, XRP, and lots of other stuff out there as well. So lots of really general information, but really useful and a great channel to subscribe to. So I recommend that one. As with all the stuff we do here today, if you have any comments, if you have any questions or queries, leave them down below and we'll do our best to answer them. Also click the subscribe button there, that helps us immensely as well, and the like button as well. I hope you have a great week ahead. It's really interesting out there. We can see some really big moves in the industry. I'm personally excited, so check it out. Also check us out on patreon.com CryptoViewing if you want more information on what we do and all the information we can share with you guys. Have a great week ahead out there. Take care out there. Namaste.